Okay guys, this Science of Sport video is part of the BTEC Sport and Exercise Sciences course, and it's the starting point for Unit 6, Coaching for Performance and Fitness. And what I'd just like to do to start off with is give you an overview of the unit, of the assignments within it, just to give you a sense of where this particular unit goes and what it's going to require of you. So, first, there are 3 assignments within this coursework unit. The unit is 90 guided learning hours, so it's kind of a medium-sized unit. And actually the assignments are quite chunky, so you will need to manage yourself and your time and the work and your notes as you go through to just maintain organisation and keep on top of the content of what you've got to incorporate into the assignments. So 6.1. The coach requirements assignment is very much a preparatory assignment. It gets you to reflect upon and consider and understand what a coach needs to know and who a coach needs to be in terms of being an effective coach and making an impact on participants. So it's things like what skills, what knowledge, what qualities should a coach have to be effective? What's best practice? And by that, what I mean is, how do you keep participants safe? How do you behave ethically, professionally, appropriately, in order to maintain a safe environment and protect yourself and them? You'll also look at different ways in which you can support athletes to improve, so things like how you give feedback in different ways, and also how you can work with them to set really relevant and challenging but accessible targets. So target setting is a central part of coaching. Lastly, in this assignment, you'll consider the different support mechanisms that you can use as a coach to assist your participants. So the role of technology and also the role of other professionals associated with improving performance, making sure your participants aren't injured or recover from injuries, but ultimately how do you make them improve? The criteria for assessment within assignment 1 are here, so just pause the video, have a little look at these, but essentially you can see that it's describing, explaining and analysing those components that I've just been through. So the methods that you can use and the professionals and technology that you can use to help improve performance. Assignment 2 is more, I guess, the nitty-gritty of coaching sessions. So what activities, drills might you select to use to progress your performers in terms of their technical skills and in terms of tactics within the sport that you might be working on? How can you adapt the conditions or the session or the space or the equipment or the fitness intensity to enable your participants to work at their level, but be challenged, but not sort of be demoralizing because it's too hard or not be boring because it's too easy? How can you modify things to allow for progression and to allow for relative challenge in all the things that you have in a session? And lastly, in this session, this assignment, how can you measure performance? So in terms of their fitness or their skills or their tactics, how do you monitor how they're doing? Are they progressing? Are they getting better? It's sort of a way of what ways do you test them to keep check on any changes and developments. So here are the assessment criteria for assignment 2. This assignment obviously is on practices, adaptations and measures, and you can see it's two pass criteria for explaining the practices and adaptations and the measures you might use, 2 merits for analysing those factors, and then the distinction criteria comes from evaluating the things you might choose to be sure that they are most appropriate, they're most practical, they're suitable for your particular participants, to ensure that they're effective and to ensure that the measures actually do what they are required to do for your specific participants. So the first 2 assignments, I think, build up to the 3rd assignment. And the 3rd assignment is you taking on the role of the coach, and you planning a series of 4 sessions in detail. using the knowledge that you've gained from the first two, who you need to be, how you need to be, what you need to include, how do you modify things and progress things. So you have to plan 4 sessions, but you actually end up having to deliver one of those sessions to some participants. Following that session, you will then, of course, reflect upon it. Did it have the effect you wanted? What was the impact of that session and your coaching within that session? And you're going to recommend some ways in which maybe it could be modified or improved. You'll also have to reflect upon your ability to plan that series of 4 sessions as well. Did you pitch it correctly? Should you have moved them on further through those 4 sessions? Or was it too hard? Did you expect too much? So this aspect of this assignment is about reflection on your session and your planning, but also on you as a coach. What were your strengths and weaknesses, and what would you need to do to develop? What training might you need to improve yourself as a coach? So that really, I hope, provides you with an overview of Unit 6, Coaching for Performance and Fitness, and the 3 assignments that are required within it.